Hey ho! Let's go! We watch as future National Secretary of Auditing audits a city hall in Monee, Illinois. Do they pass or will he have to file a report? Floyd Wallace updates his need for satisfaction as he begs you to pay for his court fees. Plus, Island Audits crashes the GoFundMe market again and talks legal strategy to fight his latest arrest on this edition of Auditing Insanity. Good afternoon and welcome to another hurried edition of the Auditing Insanity Newscast. I'm Jim Finch and I'm watching the rain in north central Pennsylvania as the kitties are clingy today and everyone wants to wear daddy as a blanket. On that note, we're going to dive right into our much requested follow-ups on Floyd Wallace, Audit Them, and Long Island Audits today as we ask you to focus on Long Island Audit needs your money. Honest! Thursday's live stream from Sean Paul Long Island Audit Riaz saw a focus on his current situation in Nassau County, New York, for charges of misdemeanor criminal contempt, which, according to Riaz, is motivated by the police to financially drain Riaz to the point where he cannot afford to defend himself in court. Joined by attorney Jacob Uriel and his new GoFundMe campaign prominently on display in the description of the video, Riaz asked his fans for help, which resulted in $929 in direct donations on Thursday to his Support Freedom Stand Against Tyranny Together fund. It now stands at $3,625 out of a $10,000 goal. His other campaigns were impacted as well, with his fund legal defense against unlawful arrest earning $25, his Support the Fight Against Tyranny and Corruption fund earning $122, and his unlawful arrest and constitutional rights campaign earning $62 for the day. Riaz took in a combined $1,134 for the day, with our own ongoing expensive campaign making up the last $10 in donations. No other campaigns received funding on Thursday. The YouTuber complained that he was put in a cell for 8 hours after his arrest as police determined what to charge him with, and laughed as he heard officers having to answer dozens of calls as his fans flooded the police station on his behalf. There was confusion as to what to charge him with, as the arresting officers said it was originally a trespass violation, but couldn't make that stick as Riaz had never been previously trespassed from the building. He was also not in a situation where he had received a trespass warning and then refused to leave. Attorney Uriel explained that police will often use a charge as a placeholder, and then the district attorney will either raise or lower the severity of the charge to something that will actually serve what had happened. In this case, they used the misdemeanor criminal contempt charge in relation to disobeying a standing rule. The charge technically fits as the Nassau County Traffic Violations Bureau is considered a part of New York's district court system, and the no filming order by a judge applies to the filming within the building. Uriel also pointed out that New York's right to record law is an actual law that allows citizens to record police officers almost anywhere in the state. Since it is a law and not an order, it has more weight and would overrule any order by the court. Riaz's charge is a misdemeanor, according to Uriel, and would allow him to request a jury. Due to the severity of the punishment, Riaz would be allowed to have a 6-person jury if he requested a jury trial. Riaz and Uriel smugly said that they were looking forward to defending Riaz in court, as they are currently 4-0 on Nassau County-related charges against Riaz. The live stream had been viewed 144,846 times as of press time. On that note, if you'd like to continue to force the hard-working professional blogger and known pillar of the community, Jim Finch, to keep writing these dreadful columns each day, you can do so by contributing to the GoFundMe run by this very channel. All proceeds going to keep the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Wallace names best country for male gratification. Floyd Wallace recently livestreamed comparing the gratification a man can receive between the United States, Brazil, and Colombia, and ultimately determined that Brazil was the tops for male gratification in the year 2024. Wallace was fundraising to pay off his fines for a recent conviction in Texas, stating that he was almost done by paying the fine as $592 out of the nearly $800 of fine was remaining, and urging his fans to help pay the fine as conditions of his deferment could be reduced from 6 months of probation to 3 months of probation if the fine was paid in full. The YouTuber took super chats from his fans in order to respond to their questions, with a minimum of $2 in super chat donations per question. The main subject of questioning concerned Wallace's use of pay-for-play services while outside of the United States. Wallace urged his fans to use protection if they were ever in a pay-for-play situation. He stated he preferred to engage a pay-for-play participant from behind and would never attempt to perform interactions involving mouth-to-mouth contact, especially in Brazil, where he said his chances of receiving a transmittable outcome were greater than in Colombia or the United States. This was a change of pace for Wallace, who had previously stated that he was not concerned about transmittable outcomes, as all he had to do was take a shower to rid himself of unwanted concerns. While gratification of a pleasurable nature was deemed risky for Wallace, he made his pick for Brazil over Colombia and the United States, as pleasure services were more readily available, non-pay-for-play women were more willing to interact, and the money system was easier to understand than in Colombia. Wallace had previously detailed the downsides of living in Colombia and the United States in previous live streams. He added that the only downsides of Brazil was the higher price of living and greater taxes and tariffs on imported electronics. All in all, promising that Brazil is his current choice, as he was not finding satisfaction in the United States, and he looked forward to the immediate gratification he could find in the $20 range for pay-for-play he could find in the country. Wallace did entertain a bid to cold approach at the University of Texas Austin campus. He told a possible donor that he would need $500 to cover hotel and travel fees associated with making the 3-hour trip. He promised that he would ask for phone numbers along with Instagram information if he was paid his asking price. No one had paid his fee as of press time. Audit them, audits Monee City Hall. After his demand to be named the National Secretary of Auditors on Tuesday, a revisit to the world of Audit them was in order as we take a look at his most recent audit featuring the City Hall of the small town of Monee, Illinois. The YouTuber was muttering into his camera as he entered the small building, immediately noting that he did not see a posting of the town's total operating budget or a block diagram for total subdivision. Again, muttering into his camera and preparing to give the town low grades on his self-made checklist, he approached a woman at the front counter with his complaint that both the block diagram and the total operating budget needed to be on display per state statute or immediately be distributed to a person who asked for it. After briefly looking at his paperwork, the woman excused herself and asked him to wait in the lobby. Waiting a few minutes where he examined the bathroom sign that indicated the bathroom was a family bathroom. Audit them jokingly complained that they would soon have to remove the male and female figures from the sign as they were not reflective of same-sex couples. The auditor was met by Ruben Bautista, the village administrator, who listened patiently to Audit them's complaints and indicated that he could find most of the things he was seeking online. After Audit them persisted and explained with the implied threat that, "Today, I am in the role of citizen," did Bautista get the hint and begin to gather the information Audit them was seeking. After a long delay, Bautista returned with the parts of the information that was requested, directing the YouTuber to a magazine that contained part of the information. Audit then again explained that everything he had requested was required by the statute to be displayed openly in the lobby and to be available immediately on request, not the extended period it took to find the information. After working with Bautista, Audit then said he would be back to check in 30 days to see if the city would pass his checklist. When Bautista asked for a copy of his checklist, or even to see the checklist, Audit then refused to provide it to him, indicating that it was secretive. Bautista said that he would get the information posted to comply with the requirements of the state. Audit then pledged to himself that he would not file a negative report to the Illinois Secretary of State about these lapses just yet, as he ended the live stream. And we're back. We've got two big specials in the next couple of days as we celebrate our 1200th subscriber on Saturday, and we followed up with my birthday blast on Sunday night. Hope to see you all there for two back-to-back parties, or to see who survives NCR's dreaded picks of doom for my birthday. You've all been warned. Again. On that note, good night, everyone, and see you tomorrow.